Well, it's review time, and I think we should go to a galaxy far, far away. Not that galaxy. Before we take a look at S.H.Figuarts Star Lord, let's do a quick box review. The box is, how shall I say, out of this world. Now, something I'd like to point out before we get on to the figure itself. On the back of the box, it says Star-Lord's a sorcerer, and he's been in the mirror dimension. I'm not sure if they're trying to connect Doctor Strange or not, or they actually misprinted this, but I find this pretty odd. Look, now you've gone and made John Travolta confused. Before we talk about Star-Lord, I'd like to tell you the story of Guardians of the Galaxy real quick. Guardians of the Galaxy is a movie with the man, Peter Quill, also known as Star-Lord, where he meets a bunch of criminals known as Gamora, Drax, Rocket, and Groot. They seem like the unlikeliest pair, but they form up a team to stop the galaxy from being in peril, hence the name Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, taking a look at Star-Lord himself, he looks really good. Especially when you look at the face and realize that this is almost an exact replica of Chris Pratt's face.
Wow! Incredible!
I mean, I don't really know how they nail these, but this is pretty much spot on, and I'm very impressed. And here are the accessories he comes with it. Wait, that's it? That's all the accessories? That can't be it. I gotta check the box. Where are all the rest of the accessories? He comes with a pair of instructions that show you what he comes with and how to attach the head, the hands, and so on and so forth. Now you can pop off his regular head in exchange for a Star-Lord helmet head, which looks pretty accurate to the movie. Now this really fits the figure. I will say the ball socket piece inside the head is a little bit loose. It doesn't really affect with the articulation, but I noticed that when I pick it up it has a jiggling sound to it. Now, changing out the hands is actually kind of easy. Just be careful when you're first doing it because it is a tight tolerance to get out. But all you have to do is just pull the hand out and pop the new one on. Other than 2 closed fists, you get 2 open hands and 2 trigger finger hands. Now, the 2 trigger finger hands are for the guns, which you also get. And the way you attach the guns to the hand is it only fits one specific side. If you see a divot on it, that's where the thumb goes, and the little guard thing that's raised up underneath the divot is actually where it goes over the palm, so that's how you actually get it in there. Once you get it, it's pretty easy. They don't like stay there, but they stay well enough where it won't just keep falling out of his hands or anything. And the final 3 accessories are pink and light purple explosion effects. As long as you put them in the right spots, these will look actually pretty good. Lighting also helps as well. Now on the bottom of all 3, you have certain holes, 2 small and 1 big. You can use an S.H.Figuarts stand to prop them up like it's an explosion in the air. You can also use the Tamashii Nation's Bandai stands, which will work as well. There's also a hole in one of the explosion effects so you can pretend like Star-Lord is shooting out his gun, which is really cool, and I think that's neat. When you compare the S.H.Figuarts Star Lord to the Marvel Legends Star Lord, there's no real contest here. S.H.Figuarts Star Lord is the real winner here.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
And with that, we can go and get on with articulation. Star-Lord has a really good up and down, as well as rocking left to right, and since it's on a ball joint, it can twist left and right too, so you can get a lot of emotions in the head. He's got a good ab crunch, which is on a ball joint, as well as a waist swivel, but it's kind of loose, as you will see here. The arm can go outward. The joint going up and down is really squeaky. It's that bad.
You don't know what you're doing here.
You've got a elbow joint. You've got a butterfly joint as well. You've got a ball joint socket for the hand, and it can go up and down. Now, if you move the peg all the way around, you can get a side-to-side motion as well. Just be careful, it's a little tight. You've got ball-jointed thighs, which also has a thigh swivel built in. I'm not sure if I showed that or not. You've got a great knee on this figure. The pivot can swivel left to right and do a good ankle rocker. The foot can go up and down, and it's got a toe hinge. And now it's time for size comparisons. First off, we have Marvel Legends Star Lord, Revoltech Judy Hopps, S.H.Figuarts Freddie Mercury, Marvel Legends Gamora, Marvel Legends Ego, Marvel Legends Drax, Marvel Legends Rocket Raccoon, Marvel Legends Baby Groot, Masterpiece Frenzy and Rumble, and Masterpiece Bumblebee. Let's get to the nitty-gritty, pros and cons time. The pros are that this definitely looks like Star Lord / Chris Pratt. They did an amazing job with the face, and it definitely fills the look of him. The articulation is pretty good for where it's at. There is one I will talk about in cons, but pretty much the articulation is pretty decent. The plastic quality is pretty good on this figure. Nothing I'm afraid that's really going to break, as long as I'm careful, that is. And now here comes the bad news. It's cons time. The cons are he has squeaky up and down shoulder joints and a bit of a loose ab crunch feature. That's kind of disappointing because like the loose ball joint doesn't bother me too much because it's not so loose. It'll flop all over the place because my S.H.Figuarts Freddie Mercury kind of has that issue a little. But the squeaking shoulders really bothers me. I don't know why it squeaks that much. I feel like what you get, there's not a lot of accessories. I really wish he included some more hand options. Even the cassette tape from the movie would have been nice. It just feels like it's lacking accessories they could have packed in. And bonus con time, this guy runs around $80, but I paid $85. So for that price with all the accessories, it just feels like they could have added more to make the price feel worth it. I understand that the box size, due to the explosion effects, are the reason why it costs so much, but I think they could have thrown in more hand options. Even a cassette tape player with headphones would have been great, but I don't know, it's just kind of makes me a little disappointed that it's so much, but you get less than you were expecting. In the end, there are some things I like, but some things I don't like, so I'm kind of split in the middle. On one side, there's some really good stuff, but on the other side, this thing costs $80. Now, if this was $60 to $50, I could probably recommend it. I would just wait until it goes on sale. But if you do get one for a really good price, he's a really good representation of Star Lord. He's got the main accessories besides the few that you might see in the film. Otherwise, I think he's great. Just the price is just not great at all. Now, I know last time I left you with a to be continued meme, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you that my next review will be Revoltech Judy Hopps. And with all these reviews lately, I better get into
Maximum overdrive!